Game over.
There we go. All right, we finally got everything set up. We are live. We are going to be talking about some stocks. Got a lot to talk today. Got a couple things that I keep seeing show up on my scanners that I want to talk about. Of course, we'll talk a little bit about AMC and the overall direction of the market. And hey, if any of you got anything you want to talk about this evening as we take a look at the markets, of course, we're going to talk about crypto. If you got a drink, enjoy it. Go ahead and leave your comments in the comments below and we'll take a look. Let's get right into it. First thing I kind of want to take a look at right here is the S&P 500. Going to come off this weekly chart just for a minute here and go to a daily chart. Rip roaring rally right back up above all moving averages. Was this just another fake out? That's what everybody's kind of wanting to know. Or was this the start of something new? And what is the line in the sand if you're trading the overall market? I like to look at the spiders, the S&P 500. For me, it's this candle right here, which was on Friday, which was there's no way around it. That candle on Friday where we gapped, we kind of went up higher. Totally, this is called a bearish engulfing candle right here. We cleared the entire range of Thursday and closed at the lows with a huge red candle. So that is a very negative sign in the overall stock market. That right there is a bearish engulfing candle. Now, one of the things when you're looking at stocks and you're looking at candles and you're looking at all these things is you have to start thinking about there are certain things that confirm a move and there are certain things that negate a move. So the dominant theme is here we have a bearish engulfing candle. Now, what would it take for the stock market? What would it take for this stock? This is the S&P 500. What would it take to negate that candle and say, never mind, it's no longer bearish trend? In this case, with the bearish engulfing candle, it would be a daily close above the top of that candle. And the top of that candle right now comes in at, what's the high here? 434.49. So 434.50. We're still not there. That's what's amazing. We had such a huge rally down and we took back this gap and we came back up. This still could be an ABC pattern. Or this could just be a complete reset, a recocking of the gun, if you will. We came down, we tested the 20-period moving average, we came down to the 50-day moving average, and now we're just going to shoot right back up. But until we close daily below this bearish engulfing candle, in my opinion, that candle is still active. And I'm going to have a little bit of a bearish leaning. And I'm going to maybe put on some puts. I'm going to take a look at it. Now, this is a really good point. And it's one of the reasons I did it today and added some onto it. Is this is a great zero, low risk type situation. Because what's going to happen here, if you look at this, I'm very close to where I know where I'm wrong. And when I'm wrong, it's going to be when we take out the top of this candle. So with that in mind, one of the things that kind of came up today, obviously, is the bounce in Bitcoin. We'll get to that in just a second. The other one is we're going to look at AMC. Because here's my upside price target on a bounce. Fully expected, and still kind of do expect, that if this is any kind of legitimate bounce at all, that it is going to go ahead and come back in there. One of the things, you look at this on this AMC chart, there is no way around it. This right here at the top, that is a topping tail candle. All right, so until we get back above that on AMC, it's not looking good, but we could just chop up in here too. As I stated in my last video, if we get below this 30 level and we come back and retest and get below this low, put a fork in it, all right? What's really kind of shocking today is a lot of the meme stocks, a lot of the stocks in the IWM and a lot of things we're going to look at right here in the next few minutes, those stocks were doing really, really good. I'm going to go through kind of some of the things I have on my screen here and some of the stocks I'm in. Look at MMT, huge day today, up 20%, at one point up more than 30%. Be Big, making another run up, 18% today. One of my favorite oil stocks, Transocean, symbol RIG, rig. Look at this big move today. Talk about a complete reversal, up 12.835%. Look out, oil's coming back up. Now, these are ones that are interesting to me that are making a move today, which that big move down that we saw on Monday, everyone seemed to attribute that to the fact that this Delta variant, everyone's looking at the Delta variant, the vaccines may be not effective, we may be going back into a lockdown. For some reason, the last 2 to 3 days, stock markets just erased all of that fear. But even as we're getting right back up to the top of the range in the overall market, some of these stocks which are tied to the Delta variant, 2 of them in particular. The first one is CODX, CODX, symbol CODX. This is a stock that I played back in March when it ran up, way up. It was under $1 when I first got into it. What about cryptos? We're going to get to cryptos. I want to take a look at these 2, CODX, and we're going to talk about cryptos because support is support until it's not, for sure. Support is support until it's not. So CODX is up 7% today, and what I'm thinking in my head is if this Delta variant is going to go away, if in fact it's no longer an issue for economies, it's no longer an issue for the stock market, why are these stocks, which only are going to benefit with an increase in COVID cases, an increase in Delta variant, why are they still up today? They should be down. So CODX is up today. And the other one that I like a lot is APT, Alpha Protech. See, had this huge run up on Monday, reversed it. That would be normal. But it's back up again today, which has got me thinking maybe there's a little more legs on the fear of this Delta variant. So I added to the position today in APT as well as CODX, symbol CODX. Let's take a look at crypto BTC futures, because here we are once again looking at Bitcoin, and here we are once again. Look at this long term. I'm going to go ahead and move you guys a little bit this way. Check that out. Here's long term. Look at these wicks. Lower wick down, lower wick down, lower wick down. 28,800. 28,800 in crypto. Has held and held and held, and we didn't get back down to it again today. In fact, I added to my crypto positions overnight last night. Didn't expect to get a run up right away, but this is the line in the sand. And when you're trading, the idea is support is support is support until it's taken out. You don't go into a trade establishing where a support level is and then saying, I expect that support level to break. That's not a good way to trade at all. You have to expect that support is going to be support until support breaks. And so when you come back down here in the 28.8 level in crypto, that is a spot where I start accumulating once again. At some point, might this support break? Absolutely. But the nice thing is, you know where you're wrong. So 28,800 until we break. And by break, I don't mean we have one of those crypto crashes, where it goes down overnight and flips back up and it's up and down 5,000 points in a day. If we start getting down here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days and you're closing below 28.8, we're going to go lower. And we're going to go back and retest probably 18,500. So what cryptos do I like? What cryptos did I add to? I did add a little bit of Bitcoin. I have Ethereum. The other ones that I like is ADA. And I did add a little bit of Doge just because, not that I necessarily believe long term that there's a lot of practical uses in Dogecoin, but there's a lot of increased return. So if Bitcoin goes up 10, 15, 20%, you're going to see Doge go up 60, 70, 80%. And then I'm going to take that profit and I'll put it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Cardano. Those are my 3 favorite cryptos. I think they have good long-term use cases, good long-terms. That is Cardano, Ethereum, and Cardano in a lot of instances is just really kind of Ethereum 2.0, all right? Cardano, and then, I like Bitcoin, of course, as well, the OG Bitcoin. Does anyone else out there, any of you guys have other things you're looking at? Any other stocks that you guys are interested in? Take a look through the scanner here just a little bit of what's up in the S&P 500, what's down. Horrible day today for Tesla, down 5%. Chart could not make new highs here, just kind of waffling in this flag zone. It has held my support levels, so it's just kind of consolidating. Best case scenario for Tesla, it continues to do that. Let's take a look at Apple. Huge topping tail, not back at it yet. This could be the big sign of a reversal, but we've seen them before, and then they go ahead and reverse. I like to look at, these are all the top components inside the S&P 500. Those were the only two down today. It's Tesla and Apple. Disney's just kind of consolidating. Home Depot wants to make a new run up, but it's still not to new highs. Amazon, what in the world is going on with Amazon? Does anyone have any Amazon? CODX, we're going to go right back to it because I know I was going through my list. Go ahead, double tap the screen for me. I like CODX. If you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, this is one of the things that has me completely scratching my head. Is that if this Delta variant is going away, if it was just a flash in the pan and now we're past it, why are these stocks continuing to go up? I like CODX, added to it today, and I've got September $15 calls. I got them for 15 cents today. So my play on CODX, I went big on that CODX because if this thing moves, if this the fear over this Delta variant and everything, look what else is, look at this thing. Back in March, look at this big spike, $20, $30, $40, $20. It's not going to take much. If there's any momentum at all in CODX, this thing is not just going to waffle here and go short. You won't get a chance to get in if you're not in it. I mean, all right, today it's up 8%. Those calls moved 150% today. So yeah, I absolutely love CODX. Look at this nice little consolidation period right here. It held these lows. CODX looks absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite stocks right now. I'm playing it to the upside. I'm playing it huge because of the huge, not necessarily huge in the amount of dollars, but the fact that I'm playing that stock to really, really move. So those calls that I got for 15 cents, they could be $5. Yeah, 100 or 1,000% or 1,000x return. All right, so I love CODX. The other one that's in the same space that I'm also in, APT, kind of had this spike. This is on a weekly chart here. Let's go ahead and go to daily, not to confuse you guys. You know, it had the spike, but it came down. It kind of started holding these lows in here. Move it over so you guys see it started holding these lows, and then we're kind of up today. I just have no idea why that's going up if that Delta variant is going away. In my opinion, the fact that these stocks are kind of quietly under the radar today as the market's going up, they're also gaining momentum. I think there's some money, there's some people believing that this Delta variant is here to stay and there could be more play. Crypto, support level is support level is support level. Looking at BTC, Bitcoin, $28,800. There's your support level. I bought more the other day as we started to come down into it, and now it's starting to be right. Let me see if I can move you over so you guys can see. Realize you guys can't see. That's not good. There we go. Move you over. 28.8. Look at all these lows at $28,800 in Bitcoin. You have to treat, when you're trading, you have to treat that support is going to be support until it's not. You don't go into a trade thinking that that support is going to break. And things don't just come into it. This thing has been a rock solid floor, $28,800 in Bitcoin. At some point, if it's going to go lower, we will break that. But you have to act like it's support until it's not. And we got another bounce off it. And I know, you know, Elon Musk is out there doing his thing once again, just kind of running his mouth and trying to maybe knock it down a little bit, talking about energy and Bitcoin and it's a danger to the world and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? I'm just going to trade the charts. I'm going to trade my belief. I'm a long-term hodler in crypto. The ones I like, I love Bitcoin. It's the OG, right? Ethereum, big, good practical use, especially with NFTs. I like Cardano, ADA. You know, Cardano, I think, is Ethereum 2.0. And, you know, I have a little bit of Dogecoin just because it has a huge return on it. So I was in Doge at 6 cents, so I'm still holding on to a bunch of that. All of these stocks, though, you look at Kodak making a move today. Fubo finally making a move. I thought this thing was going to run the 40, and now it's kind of got to pull back, and now it's got a rounded bottom. APT, we talk about. Even our friend BlackBerry making a move. Sensonics making a move. Lots of these low cap, low stocks, low float stocks making a move. You know, unfortunately for those still holding AMC, not so much. What else? Anybody else got any other stocks? Go ahead, put them in the comments. Make sure you hit like, follow along. Make sure you don't miss any of my daily updates as I'm in the market every single day, all day long, just trying to make that money. Where's everybody from, by the way? If you don't have any stocks, tell me where you're from. Nobody knows where they're from. Nobody's going to double tap that screen. No one's going to hit like. No one's going to hit follow. I get it. No big deal. I'm just going to go out here and spew my wisdom. I'm going to share with you what I'm seeing happen in the market. I'm going to share with you what I see happening every single day. And the stocks that are going to the moon. Everybody hates me because I was telling them that AMC is going down, down, down. And then AMC goes down and people hate me. They think it's my fault, but we'll talk about all that stuff on a different day. Here's what's interesting. Hey, you see the shirt? People always want to ask me, you hate AMC. Well, I don't hate AMC. Well, I think the company's going bankrupt and that stock's going to go to zero if you hold it long enough. That's the truth. That's the fact. But they're like, man, you just must hate all the meme stocks. You must hate all the Wall Street bet stocks. Look at that. Game stonk, baby. GME's the real deal. GME was the real deal. Those hedgies got their hand caught in the cookie jar on that one. But now they're playing the apes a little bit, and they're playing everybody in AMC just like they do all the time, trying to get that money back. What stocks do you guys want to see? Who's got a stock that they want to talk about? I can't come up with all the ideas on my own. If you got something, go ahead. Put it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just going to rant about what I've seen in the market today. And then I'm going to take another drink. And then I'm going to say, see ya. Because today was a good day. One of the things that I watch every day, maybe MMAT, that's what I'm talking about. MMAT, metamaterials. Okay, everybody was hating on me. If you follow the channel, if you know me, I've been in metamaterials since before the merger, right? I was in Torchlight. Got that big fat juicy dividend. Don't know what it's gonna be yet. Maybe it's $2, maybe it's $100. And this thing is just leaked ever since the split, right? Just gone, well, let me move it over so you can see the chart maybe. It's just gone straight down, straight down, straight down. What do we have today? Huge volume candle on metamaterials. This is setting up to potentially be a bottom, up almost 30% today. Are you completely crazy? What do you got there? 220 shares in dividend. And you've got 400 shares at 77-cent average. Man, you're killing it. That is absolutely amazing. I'm in a little bit higher at 77 cents. Hold it, man. We got, end of the year, we're going to find out what that dividend is worth. Was it 135,000 acres of land, which has proven oil on it? Look at oil at all-time highs. How can that land not be valuable? My opinion, that dividend's probably going to be close to $5 a share. Maybe more. Who knows what they're able to work out. Oh, at 7.7. That makes sense. I was going to say 77 cents. Yeah. So if you got in and you got the dividend, I think even with the price right here at 4, I think you're whole. Right? When that dividend comes in November, December, I think you're whole at this point. This is a typical flush out. This is now in the Russell. This company is a completely legit company. It's nothing like Torchlight. They've got some amazing technology. Obviously, the rumors are, yeah, the dividend's going to be fine. It's going to be there. How is oil land in this environment not going to have value? Everything's gone up. Real estate's gone up. Price of oil's gone up. They're not making any more land, okay? I think it's gonna be $2,000-$3,000 on that per acre on that when they sell it, and that's on the low side. But this, we've got high volume here and metamaterials. We did have a little bit of a topping tail. That's not great. Give this some time to see if it turns. What I'm doing with the rest of my shares and metamaterial. I believe in this company. I think this company has some technology which could move forward. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold it. I'm going to take that dividend. I think that dividend is going to be very close to $4 or $5 a share. And there's no reason over the course of 6 months, a year, 2 years, depending on what happens in the market, what happens with the economy, things like that. But they've got the technology. This is still a low float stock. And so as you saw today, a lot of people, when you look at a stock and you're like, man, it's at $3, it's got to now double, right? The Google eyes. Oh, I mean, yeah. I've got a nephew that's diabetic as well, man. This is serious stuff. I think it's going to be very good. I think this is a fine company. This is not a junk company. And I think it's going to be just fine. I like their technology. This could be one of those companies. Let's just see, this is obviously pre-split and merger and all this. So some of these numbers are kind of off on the chart. So it's come down, but it's not really that. I know. I'm not sure about the Tesla rumors, but the one thing about stocks, if there's an announcement on that they're integrating with Tesla or they're coming on as a vendor with Tesla, it's obviously going to go through the roof. And this stock can move. I mean, we only had 50 million share volume today, and look, it moves 30%. This is one of these stocks that if you're not in it when it starts to run, you're not going to get a chance to get into it. It's going to, it's going to be one of those things that everyone's talking about. Boom, is at $50. It's just going to go boom, 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 boom. Because if everyone needs to start buying this stock, because I do think there was short covering today. Because I'm going to pull up, you guys can see this. This is the news that was coming out today on metamaterials. That's a great point you bring up about shorts covering today. The volume was higher. It has all the indications that it could be the beginning of shorts starting to cover in there. And we're also within 30 days of the merger. A lot of them will have, up to T29, T31 to cover on that merger. But here's what was coming out today on metamaterials. They're like, metamaterials is trading up. Metamaterials is trading up. We have no news. We have no reason why metamaterials, they couldn't even come up with a reason, on these news flashes. So it does kind of lend itself to it could have been short covering for sure. Symbol MMAT, metamaterials, formerly Torchlight. So that's what I'm doing with my metamaterials at this point. I with the reverse merger and the way the price came in and the dividend, I think my shares that I have left I'm considering them free shares. I'm not looking at them. I'm actually, if we start getting back in and above 5 and it looks like it's coming volume, I'm actually even going to add more. Yeah, there was no news. No news. So if it's this stock goes up 25% today on no news. If there is something like a Tesla announcement, how much is this thing going to go up? It's going to be halted 7, 8, 10 times during the day, especially with it being in the Russell. They're looking for a financial advisor? That's funny. I don't know. Is that normally... I don't know if a stock that's ever gone up 25% when a company says, yes, I'm now looking for a financial advisor. I'm not sure, how I feel about a company using that reverse SPAC merger thing. Reverse merger in order to kind of, uplist from OTC. But we'll see how it goes. I'm fine holding my shares. Like I said, I completely believe with that special dividend, when that price comes out, this could even continue to go down more, and I'm not going to be in a big loss. And it's a company that I believe in a long time. If I'm holding this stock 5 years, the trade part of this is now over for me, unless we see a huge spike, and then I'll take some off. I believe in taking profits along the way. But it's a company I'm just putting in the long term. I'm going to start forgetting about it. Although I did notice it today when it was up 30%. Oh yeah, if it links with Tesla, this 21 is going to be a baby. Absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a small spike. I mean, this is on a weekly chart. Look, it's only been down a few weeks, and we came right back into support levels, right? Bounced pretty hard off the 3. We've got earnings coming up on August 10th as well, so. Let's go back to the daily. Those are all things I like, all things I enjoy, things I believe in. You guys got anything else? Thoughts on GGPI? Let's take a look. Not something I look at all the time. Let's see. What is GGPI? Is this an IPO? Nick, tell me a little bit. Interesting. I'm looking. This is a daily chart. No, Michael. On MMT, I don't think their earnings are going to be high. But a lot of times, as part of an earnings announcement, if there's going to be an announcement on a deal, they'll do that during their earnings call. So what is GPI? I'm not sure what the stock is. Look at the volumes tapering off. Huge run up here. And it's kind of leaked. Give it back all these ugly red candles. One of the things that I like to do when I get something like this is to throw a Fibonacci on here. If you don't use Fibonacci retracements, I kind of think so. I'm going to go from this kind of low point to the high and see if this was negated or not. And you're holding right in that level, right? This is definitely a line in the sand on the 75% retracement from the low to the high. The fact that it's holding it, I think that looks really great. This is probably going to be some resistance right here on the top of this candle. So right in the $10 level. I'm going to look at it though. Yeah, it does kind of look like a pump and dump, but it's also consolidating on lower volume, and now it's kind of starting to curl up. I'm not sure what the company does, but just looking at the stock, obviously you kind of have some higher lows here. So, if I was in this, my line in the sand would be in this 987 level. If you start getting back down below there, you're probably going to take back 100% of the move. Electric car sales, are they in China? I mean, do they actually, Nick, this company here, great sales, do they actually, is this a Nikola? I mean, do they have cars? Just, I don't know anything about this stock. It's the first time I've ever heard about it. It's going on my radar for sure. Was this a SPAC? It looks like it was a SPAC just looking at the chart now that I'm looking at it. Staying in the $10 range. AAL. Absolutely. We'll take a look at the chart for AAL tomorrow morning. Earnings. This is interesting. Looking at the chart. Obviously, oil is a big headwind for the airlines. So when you get this big run up, you have this big crash and this big run up coming into earnings. One of two things usually happens, in my opinion. This was a fake out, and they took people out, and now they're going to run it higher. Because there's a lot of stops down here. So they took out a lot of stops. People sold their stock, they gobbled it up, and then there's going to be good earnings tomorrow. From what I'm seeing and hearing in the travel industry, travel's back up a lot. But, we've had a huge crash, and if you look at the chart here, there's no way around it. This is a classic double top. I mean, that's this 2609, double top. Now, we've held support here. So what's going to happen on earnings? It's hard to tell, but if you come back down, 20 is your level. You start crashing back below 20 and American Airlines for any significant period of time, I think there's probably more downside. Anything above 20, then I think this could come back and retest the highs again. You think I'm drinking water? You weren't gonna believe me when I was drinking water out of a wine cup. This may make it better or worse. It's a pumpkin Moscato. we got this on vacation a year ago, and my wife left about three glasses left. It's the last one we have, so this is not my typical drink, but cheers anyway. I'm assuming you're long American Airlines. You're not short it. Earnings are always a toss-up. Anything that's on a trade for me, you know, I just like to play volatility in the options or hedge it off. Because a lot of times, even that initial move, the first 1 to 3 days after earnings are released, it doesn't do anything. And a lot of times it'll retrace the move both ways. Leap option, yeah, I like leap option, especially with the stock this price. I think it's a good way to play it. Where you got in? I got in, let me see. MMAT, let me pull it up on the other screen over here. MMAT, I got in when it was Torchlight. And my cost per share average is $4.85 when it was Torchlight. And it was a 2-for-1. So it cut it in half, and they did the reverse merger. So double that. So, right? Yeah, you'd have to double it. So it's $8 on MMAT, which we're in that $3 range. And as I said, I fully expect that dividend to be $5 at least. So where we're at right now, I'm flat. Even though the stock's gone way down. I got time for maybe 1 or 2 more if you guys have any stocks, anything you want to talk about. Otherwise, I got to jump off here. I got something coming up here in the next 10 minutes that I got to leave. Interesting day in the market for sure. AMC, guys, sorry you didn't participate today. Everything's been going straight up. Go through my stock scanner real quick with you guys here before I got to take off. Anti-ice stock. I know. That's going to be one of those things people are going to be chasing that thing like you wouldn't believe. I think MMAT, I'm fine holding it, and I'll probably just even slowly add to it. I'm fine with where I'm at in that position. I like my position, even if the market takes a little bit of a crap here. You know, there's not a whole lot of downside left in MMAT. I mean, it's not going to zero. So XM, Beyond Air. Anybody know what's going on with Beyond Air? Look at this thing. These are all things hitting my scanner that I like to watch. Unusual volume activity, options activity goes into a thing. Work, this is because of the Slack is getting taken over. You can discount that one. USAC. Travel Zoo getting that bounce up after earnings. I think this is, if we are going to reopen and this Delta thing goes away, TZoo is going to be good. TLIS, TCon, I got you on Uber and Home Depot. The Home Depot. Corrective phase, now we're right back up. Consolidating. Here's the break that it's got to get over. And here's what I'm looking at. See if you go back a little bit. See, you have the spike up, and look where we're at right now. If I just kind of put my cursor over there, you'll see the top of that line. 328.99, call it 329. If it's gonna make a move back down, if this is just kind of a dead cat bounce, as they like to call it, 329 is gonna be your level, and we're right into that area where it's gonna reverse. That's on Home Depot. Uber. Man, Uber doesn't look good. Do a trend line here. Trend line touch. Trying to find a way that it gets in there, but it's in a downtrend. So as long as this could be a higher low though. So if this comes down here on Uber and this ends up being a higher low from this low, then that turns into be bullish again. But it's kind of, you know, a bunch of sideways, like a lot of these stocks. These stocks that really ramped after COVID, you know, they've kind of been taking a break ever since, you know, February. All right, man. Happy to see you guys. I got to get going. So go ahead and make sure if you're not following, go ahead and hit follow for me. Follow along. I've got to get to this. I got to get out of here. But good talking to you, everyone. Enjoy drinking the water, and we'll see you next time.